Today we're going to make a classic almond panna cotta topped with a raspberry sauce. If you enjoy videos like these, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and hit the little bell off to the side so you're notified whenever we upload new videos. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to get started by adding 2/3 a cup of sugar to our saucepan, along with 1 packet of unflavored gelatin. All we're going to do is mix this so the heat is currently off. We want to mix it well. This was always one of the favorite dishes from a bunch of our catering events that we did. People loved it. All right, once we get it mixed well, we're then going to go ahead and turn our heat onto medium, and we're going to add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. Once we get the 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, we're going to blend that well, and we're going to bring it to a slight boil. And by slight boil, basically all we're wanting to do is get it hot enough so we dissolve the gelatin and to dissolve the sugar. All right, if you look around the edges there, it's got a few little bubbles. That's as much of a boil as we want to bring it. So let's go ahead and turn off the heat. All right, let's go ahead and the rest of our ingredients. We're going to start off with 1/2 cup of whole milk, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and 1/3 cup of almond butter. If you have a hard time getting your almond butter out of the measuring cup, you can pre-spray the measuring cup with non-stick cooking spray. We're now going to mix this well. We're going to make sure that the almond butter and everything is dissolved and evenly distributed throughout the mixture. And then we're going to set it off to the side for about 15 minutes or so. We're going to place these into water glasses, and so we don't want to pour the hot liquid directly into the water glass because we don't want the glass to break. If you're using a ramekin or a thicker dessert dish, you could go ahead and place them into the dish now. All right, this is set about 15-20 minutes. We're going to place it into a nice pitcher. This way I don't make as big of a mess. I'm really bad about making messes. All right, we got all of our sauce out of our pan, and we're going to go ahead and pour this into our water goblets. We're going to try to make them as even as we possibly can. No one wants to get cheated. All right, once we get these filled, we're going to go ahead and place these in the refrigerator for 12 to 24 hours. We want to make sure that they get nice and set. And right before they're about ready to be brought out of the refrigerator, we're going to start a raspberry sauce. So let's go ahead and get that started. This is a really easy raspberry sauce and it's extremely tasty. First thing we want to do is turn our heat up to medium high. And then we're going to go ahead and add 3/4 a cup of water and a tablespoonful of cornstarch. We're going to go ahead and mix that together really well. We don't want any lumps. Once we've got that mixed, we're going to add 1/2 cup of sugar, mix that just a little bit to get that dissolved. And then we're going to add 1 very generous cup of raspberries. Now these raspberries we're going to consistently stir. We don't want any of this sauce to stick to the bottom because it'll burn. All right, it looks like it's about ready. If you take a look at the sauce, you'll notice that it's really nice red color. It doesn't have any cloudiness to it. That's because all the cornstarch is gone. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step, and we're going to get rid of all the seeds. All right, we've got our strainer above a bowl. Go ahead and pour that all out. get as much of that as we possibly can. We don't want to waste any of our raspberry sauce. This dessert is excellent. It's not overly sweet, but it's got the texture is great. The combination of flavors is great, and it makes a beautiful presentation. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and mix the sauce around so we can get as much as we possibly can through our strainer. All right, looks like we've got that fairly well. We're gonna get all we can off the bottom as well. No use to waste that. And now we're gonna go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of butter. That 2 tablespoons of butter is just gonna add just a little bit of richness to it. It's gonna smooth it out. It gives a little bit more of a complex flavor. Once we get this, the butter all melted, we're then going to set this in the refrigerator for 15, 20, maybe 25 minutes. We want this to cool off. Same principle as before. We don't want to add this hot liquid to our panna cotta glass because the glass may break. All right, let's go ahead and put it in the refrigerator. All right, it has chilled just a little bit. Now we're going to take our big spoon and we're going to add a couple of layers of this raspberry sauce onto our panna cotta. And then we're going to put it back in the refrigerator for 2-3 hours, and we're going to let it set up just a little bit. Once it's finished setting up, we're going to add just a dollop of whipping cream that we made here at the house, and then we're also going to add just a little bit of shaved chocolate on top. If you enjoy recipes like this, please take a moment, like and subscribe, and we hope you enjoy this one because I know we did.